Good evening, everyone, and I now call Leeton Shire Council September 2025 Ordinary Council meeting to order at the time of 6:35 p.m. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to councillors and staff and community members who are not present in the gallery, might be, and tonight as a wider view online. Thank you very much. I remind everyone that in the spirit of open, accessible and transparent government, this meeting of the Leeton Shire Council is being streamed live on council social media accounts, and then the recording will be uploaded to council's website. Please stand while Councillor MAYTOM leads us through the simple prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you. And Councillor Kidd, can you do acknowledgement of country, please?
Leeton Shire Council acknowledges the Wiradjuri people and their continued impact on our community. We acknowledge their connection to the land, water and sky. We acknowledge all Aboriginal people who have made Leeton Shire their home. As such, we pay our respects to all Aboriginal elders, past, present and emerging of our Shire.
Thank you very much. I'll ask the councillor to remain standing. Sadness that we report the past Mayor Terry Allen. Terry Allen was from August 72 to September 87, and he was Mayor from September 82 to September 84. And again, from 85 September to September 87. He was also preceded by Mayor, but I'll ask for a minute's silence, please, for his memory. Thank you, councillors. Your mates can be please sit now. To be seated, thank you. Are there any apologies or councillors online for tonight's meeting, General Manager?
Mr. Mayor, Councillor Tracy Morris is an apology and requests a leave of absence. That's from the apologies perspective. And Councillor Tiffin has requested that council allows her to attend tonight's meeting online.
Can I have a move and a seconder, please, for that? Move by Councillor Nardi, second by Councillor Tyler. Thank you very much. Put the motion or carried. Thank you very much. Moving into confirmation of minutes and any matters arising from the minute. The recommendation is in front of you there. Do you have a move and a seconder? Move Councillor Tyler, second by Councillor Wright. All in favour? Vote against? Thank you very much. Since there's no procedural motion this evening, we'll move straight on to the disclosure of interest. I'd like to just start first. I want to disclose an interest, which is pecuniary conflict of interest. It is in capital works updated at Roxy 8.3.1. In regard to the Roxy capital works update, I am the mechanical contractor, and I will step down and leave the room and ask Councillor Deputy Mayor Michael Kidd to step in. Thank you. Any others?
Yes, I'd like to also declare a conflict of interest, I think I ticked the box. Significant, yeah, conflict of interest relating to the mayoral minute item 7.1 in relation to my father attending the New South Wales Anti-Slavery Forum. So I will step out of the room for that one.
Thank you very much. Is there any more conflicts of interest? Well, thank you very much. Moving on to the mayoral minutes. item 7.1.
So
The
that's the one we want to.
recommendation is in front of you. Is there any discussion? Councillor Tom.
I just have one quick observation. It seems to me that this is more, well, I'm wondering why it wasn't done through a quick grant response. That's what I thought would be more appropriate for this. Is there a reason it wasn't done that way? Because we do have a quick grant response coming up later. I just thought maybe this was.
Manager.
Grant. Through you, Mr. Mayor, our grants normally go to charitable organisations, not to individuals. So in this particular case, it's been brought forward as a mayoral minute for that reason, but also because in attending, Paul Maytom would be in a way representing council not in a direct way, but it's our involvement with the PALM scheme and the anti-slavery commissioner that has led to this happening, and he's better placed to attend it than any of us.
We were invited as a council.
I don't question that, but that's.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Does it come out of the current mayor's budget?
It'll come out of working capital, so we'll find a place for it. If it was a substantial amount of money, I would have particularly identified somewhere where it could have come from, but given the fact that it's up to 500, we'll just take it out of some kind of working capital.
Just note, I don't object to this. I'm just curious.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
thank you, thank you.
There was a hand over here.
He asked the question.
Right, good, thank you.
Asked my question.
All right, I think it's worthwhile. We have been asked and we are heavily involved with the Mayor Alliance in regard to the PALM scheme. It does impact the Shire and we'd like to see something happen from that. So I'll put the motion. All in favour? All right, thank you very much. Good. Next item is a mayoral minute also concerning the loss of business advisory support for small business.
Yeah, I'm just going to call Councillor Maytom back.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yes, yes. I'll stop.
Maytom.
Is any discussion? I can sort of expand on this. There's no money involved. It is that we're disappointed that this has been taken off. And any discussion? I might put the motion. All in favour? Right. Thank you very much. Good, good. Thank you, councillors. Moving on to general managers matters. Council policies. The recommendation is in front of you on page 8. Just before we get to the big ones.
I'll move that, Mr.
Moved by councillor Kidd, second by councillor Edwards. Do we have is any discussion? Discussion. Comment, yeah.
Yeah. If you page 30. This is the 8.1.1. I was a bit confused about this because they had the draft one, which is a very short document, and then there was the one after it, which is titled, the draft revised policy procurement. Can I ask a question? Are they both the same document talking about here?
So, Mr. Mayor, to you, Mr. Mayor. So first one is the policy, other one is the procedure.
So can I ask questions about the procedure now or later?
Yeah, please, yeah.
So if you go to page 30.
30.
6.9, where is it?
Just give us a bit of time to get them off.
6.8. 6.8, exceptions for requirements of quotations. So I was looking at that, and in the previous pages, it's got purchase categories. The 1,100 to 4,999, it says one verbal quote. I'm wondering if it's 2 verbal quotes. Now, when I look at the exceptions, it says that if there are sufficient there are insufficient supplies of the goods and services market, or no, period 3. Suppliers are not willing or able to provide quotes within acceptable timeframes. I'm just wondering whether it should be 2 verbal quotes for the 5,000 to 20,000. Why not 2 written quotes? Because for the next one, it jumps straight up to 3 written quotes. As it stands, there's 1 verbal quote for up to 5K, 1 written quote up to 20K, and a 20K expense on 1 written quote seems to me, well, I wouldn't do it in my house. Wondering if 2 written quotes at 20K is worthwhile, given that 3 quotes come in at the next category, which is an even bigger.
So Councillor Tyler, you're asking for 2?
So when I look at these exceptions, if a supplier is, not 3, suppliers are not willing or able to provide quotes within acceptable timeframes, that means that you can do away with the requirements up in the previous one if you can't get them on time.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, that's definitely not the intent of 6.8. So 6.8 is very much an exception to the rule. So the procurement discipline you see in the pages prior very much applies. This is more in exceptional circumstances, like if there was a major storm event or something and you needed to replace something super urgently, or if, for example, you know, we're a Civica customer from which is our enterprise system that we use at council. Once you're involved with those major suppliers, you can't go out and get a quote every time when you want to add on a new module. You're stuck with them. So that's really to cover those circumstances. So routinely in the ordinary business of business, 6.8 very seldom applies. There are some occasions, so for example, when the Lloyd Group went bankrupt, council resolved that those businesses that were already busy on the project would just continue with them. We wouldn't go out to procure again. So rest assured, 6.8 isn't there to trump any of those others.
So can I just come back to the purchase categories, the price categories? Is it better to have 2 verbal quotes or 1 verbal quote up to 5K? What's the benefit of just having 1 verbal quote? Because a verbal quote is quite straightforward, and that will give you the benefit of having a greater appreciation of what the market is doing.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, these categories have applied for just about ever at Leeton Shire Council. It's really about running the business as efficiently as possible. Procurement can take time. So, I mean, it doesn't mean that staff should never get extra quotes. It's saying at the very minimum, you should have got a verbal quote if you're going to purchase anything in that vicinity. It doesn't preclude you from going further than that. So this is a minimum standard as opposed to a maximum. And I think at the end of the day, it's about the level of spend and the risk. And, you know, for example, the guys that do the water treatment plant, if they need some sort of washers and whatnot, and they buy a packet of them, they know what they always cost, and they don't need to go down and do 3 lots of procurement for it. So it's an efficiency measure.
I'll jump to the second category, up to $20,000. It seems to me in that category, far more prudent to have 2 quotes than just 1.
Is that written or verbal?
Yeah.
It's 6.4.
6.4.
So on
Which
5.2 purchasing limits, $5,000 up to $20,000, and this is on page 27.
all right, it can be coming it back there.
At least 1 written quotation required. In my worldview, I would have had that at 2, given that the next category jumps up to 3. So I'm just wondering.
So yeah, Mr. Mayor, I'm just going to add to what General Manager has said. So these policy and procedure have been coming for a long time, and we are just renewing it at the moment. And currently OLG is going through consultation and feedback period. So the new procurement guidelines will be coming, and we'll be reviewing this in a detail once those comes.
So, right, so this is going to be pointless pretty soon.
That's right. So
Well, it'll have to come back again
Yes.
pretty soon, yes.
And it says at least 1 And I know for a fact to get more than one quote, no written quote, I know that. I think the staff are very good. But anyway, so. Was there another hand up? No? All right. I had a move in a second, didn't I? Did I? Or we had to. We did. All in favour? Aye? Those against? Thank you. Just 2 seconds, councillors. I've got two of these, what? This one. Yeah, wouldn't I?
Yes, we go now to the investment
Yeah.
report.
Moving on to corporate matters, the next item is investment report. It's on page 43. I'll give everybody time to get there.
Move for motion, Mr.
We do have, councillor Kidd moved it and councillor Wright seconded. Any discussion?
Just pleasing to see that interest is received is tracking ahead of the budgets. So that's great. And everyone there.
Yeah, can I just ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Is it legit to put your hand up to say I'll move a motion without having someone you calling for someone to move the motion? It seems to me that cart before the horse.
In the last one she's had, right?
I hand up to move a motion before you've asked for it to be moved, is that right?
No, I normally say the recommendation is in front of you, right?
You know, only councillor Kidd put his hand up to say I'll move the motion, and then you asked for the motion mover and it went to councillor Kidd. It's just a procedural directional thing. I was just wondering about that.
I'll be more diligent for you.
In theory, through you, Mr. Mayor, in theory, an item shouldn't be debated or discussed until it's been moved and seconded.
Get on the table. So I'll. Right. All in favour? Oh, right. The next item is moving to operation matters. Capital Works updated. There's a recommendation in front of you. Do I have a mover and a second of that recommendation? Moved by councillor Wright, second by councillor Tyne. Right, any discussion?
Steve, is this your question is on it supposed to?
This is the 8.3.1 is next one.
Sorry. Thank you. I'll vacate the table.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, councillor. I'm so focused on the right words. Councillor Tyne.
Mr. Mayor, councillors. It's interesting, but it's actually can be a little bit disconcerting being up here. So it's easy to make a mistake. Councillor Edwards. Now, we have before us the Capital Works program update report on major projects. This is the September 25 edition, page 55, if anyone's still looking for it. The recommendation is that council notes for the information, the minutes of the, no, that's wrong.
So if.
We've got a Ramjo meeting in here. Yep.
Yes, we think that's August 1. So if we just go to the
Here we go.
has it got the right one? No. No, it also says Ramjo. So it's really adopting the Capital Works program report. That's as simple as that. So,
On his iPad.
yeah.
It's on the screen.
Yeah, I think we'll not on that one. I've got it on my iPad, so
Say, can you read the screen that's in front of you? You don't have this screen in front of you.
The
No.
one on the left. The one on the left.
oh, the one on the left. Yes, I'm looking at the other one, which is incorrect. Okay, so the Capital Works update report major projects for September 25. Apologies for that. Just given a bit of a bum steer there. The recommendation, the council notes for information, the quarterly capital works update report, major projects as of September 25. And it was moved by councillor Wright, and I'm just checking, seconded by councillor Tynan. Correct. Do we have any discussion on that? Councillor Edwards, looks like you're the one.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Just a question of clarification around some of the wording. So it says that the estimated completion is the 31st December 2025, and then in brackets it says 30 March 2026 for seats. Can I just, sorry, I'll just get my notes up, what I've written. Just for probably the community's understanding, is there a reason for having two separate completion dates? Will the theatre be used in the meantime for various things?
Yes.
Seats are in place for clarification.
General Manager.
Through Mr Deputy Mayor, the end of December date is the date that we'll get occupation certificates. So all the civil works will be done. It's just that the procurement of the seats has a very long lead time because they come from overseas. So they've already been ordered, but we've been told by the supplier that they take more than 6 months to get here. So they're only promising that they'll make it by March next year. But in the meantime, the Black Box Theatre, once it's completed in December, while we won't have the retractable seating in, the facility will still be able to be used for rehearsal space. We could watch movies on beanbags on the floor. There's those kind of options. But the actual retractable seating will only arrive in March.
Yeah, I think I just wanted that clarification to make sure that
You're
everyone understands.
happy with that,
Yeah.
councillor Edwards? Just for point of clarification, General Manager, that would have no effect on stage one at all with regard to the function of the main theatre. That was part of what councillor Edwards asked.
Yes, in fact, when the Sustainable Communities, the second grant, gets signed and sealed, we still don't have a contract. We've had the announcement made, but not yet the contract. Part of that is finishing off some things in stage one. So between now and December, there might be some interruptions with activities from time to time in the main auditorium, but not a lot. It's finishing off things, but even those, as long as the government comes through with this contract soon, should be on track to be finished by December as well.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Thank you, General Manager. Councillor Edwards, you're right. All the other councillors are right. Councillor Nardi.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Mayor. Just a quick question. Has everything been, I know obviously everything's on track in the green, but has everything been running smoothly down there? We haven't come into any issues along the way. I know it shouldn't be, but just querying.
Touch wood. All's good. We've also had no work health and safety incidents.
Yeah, good.
The trades are all turning up and doing their thing. So the project manager, Gideon Boss, reports to me that it's going well.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Councillor Tiffin, you're okay there? Fine, thank you. All right, well, we'll close that and we might call the mayor back.
A vote.
Oh, vote, of course. So all those in favour? Okay, carried. Thank you, everyone. Mr Mayor, you may return.
Or hungry and wet food sitting there. Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor Michael, Councillor Kidd. So we're on to, I believe,
832.
8.3.2 on page 60. This is the Leeton surrounding areas flood study review update. There is a recommendation before you, councillors. Do you have anybody who wants to move a second there? Moved by councillor Kidd, second by councillor Wright. Any discussion? Councillor Evans.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do just have two questions, and I'm happy for it to be taken on notice, or because they look quite complicated. In my reading of the flood study, I couldn't find any mentions about programs such as the Reconnecting River Country, which I'm just wondering if that's being considered in the flood plan and increase environmental flows, because they'll include 40,000 megalitres a day with a water gauge. And does the report take that into consideration, what impacts I'll have on declaring the flood prone land? I'm happy to do this as an email too.
Yep.
And secondly, with the Murrumbidgee Valley floodplain management plan now in place, how will this work with the new flood study? And will this require updating once all flood works are approved as well?
Yeah.
Gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. What I will do is I'll take those as questions to put back to the consultants, so that when, if it's included already, but you're absolutely right. If the 40 megalitres a day, 40,000, sorry. 40 gigalitres, yes, coming down, then we are going to experience inundation on the flat areas around the rivers. Fortunately, in Leeton Shire, these are not habited areas, so it's farmland that'll be inundated. So it wouldn't at the moment, where we do get inundation, people aren't allowed to build houses close to the river anyway. But having said that, it's a very good question, and I will put that to the consultants.
I guess just because of my reading, I couldn't see how that's been.
Yeah.
Very complex.
They might have already thought about it. Yeah,
Yep.
It's very complex.
I'll be surprised if they haven't been alerted to it, because the Deep Herd has been talking to us a lot about reconnecting rivers.
Yeah.
And we're particularly looking at that Uroli Road area that gets a lot of flooding. And of course, when the river runs higher constantly, it's going to be flooded even more. So our engineers are aware of that. So in theory, it should have been considered, but I'll make triply sure and let you know.
Make sure that.
Yeah.
Thank you, councillor Edwards. Any other, did you have two parts? You had two parts.
I think covered question. Murrumbidgee Valley floodplain management plan.
Yeah.
Floodplain. Terrible reading. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, my understanding from the workshop and the interview with the lady who prepared the report, the consultant, was that it was future proofed, but that's.
I'm just going to double check.
Yeah.
All right, and that's good. All right, thank you, councillors. Any more? Councillor Nardi?
Yep, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just noting on the flood plan within Woomera, as the Shire they are, should we see a bit of a change now in that flood study since the last flood study that we've had done, that shouldn't affect this new one because of the changes and the upgrades that we've done out at Woomera within the Shire with the roads and the works?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, the big investment that council made of $3 million was for sewage schemes, which is really pipes in the ground under the road. And sewage schemes and stormwater systems are entirely independent of each other. So
I do understand that. I mean, also on the roads, because the road system, the roads were out there that were quite damaged now. I felt that once we fix those areas where it was flooding, we should have as much issue. I imagine that the impact would be a little bit less.
Yes, so we work to do improved drainage. So in theory, yes. But having said that, they've used all the LiDAR information coupled with anecdotal evidence from the local residents, and then put that all together to come up with their modelling.
Yep.
And of course, now's the opportunity to truth test that yet again. So with the public engagement that's been planned, there's definitely opportunities for anyone that's got concerns with the flood mapping and modelling to talk to the consultants and the staff over the next 28 days.
Beautiful, thank you.
Any more discussion, councillors? I'd like to put the motion. Favour? Those against? Thank you. Moving on to economic and community development matters. Next item is on page 777. Quick response grant application for Leeton NAIDOC Debutante Board. There's a recommendation put forward by staff. Do I have a move and a second? I move Councillor MAYTOM, Councillor Nadia second the motion. Do you have any comments?
I have a comment, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor Wright.
I'd just like to say that I'm very heartened by the addition of another Deb's ball in Leeton. I think we must now, if we include the Growley ball, we now have 5 Deb balls just in this town. We must have the most Deb balls per capita. It's a lovely tradition and done in a much more modern way these days, so much more inclusive. And I will be attending the new ball and the NAIDOC ball, and I just encourage everyone to consider what you're doing on that date. I believe, is it the 26th of October?
Yeah, I believe I'm going. Yeah.
27th? Yeah, so look, if you're going to go, let's get a table together. I don't know. I don't have any children of that age, so I don't know if anyone else already has their debutantes going, but I'm sure it'll be lovely.
Good observation, councillor. Right, yes, very good, up to 5.
Yeah.
All right, so any more discussion and we'll move on? Yep. Put the motion, all in favour? Aye, those against? Nil, thank you. Move on to people and culture matters, and the next item is on page 785, and it's in regard to the Christmas New Year arrangement. There's a recommendation put forward by staff to us. Anybody want to move and second that motion? Councillor Tynan, second by Councillor Kidd. Any discussion to the general manager with regard to this? Yes, Councillor Wright.
I was concerned about the fact that staff can be required to take leave during the shutdown period. I did look up the local government award that's currently in place and it is compliant. But it would take quarter of the 4 weeks leave off staff. And I just wanted to ask, through you, Mr. Mayor, to the General Manager, the local government award is only the minimum standards, but we do have our own salary scheme. And I just wondered, do our staff only get 4 weeks annual leave or do they get more?
Staff get 4 weeks annual leave, but they're accruing long service leave, which comes into effect after year 5. And at year 5, they get an additional 6 weeks. And then at year 10, another 6 weeks. And then I think I can't remember the exact number, but thereafter accrues annually. Staff also have RDOs, and we allow staff with minimal leave to accrue RDOs for taking over at the to bank them and take them over the Christmas holidays. But any staff that have got lots of leave, part of our strategy with doing this is to reduce our leave liability. So where staff do have lots of leave, then we wouldn't be encouraging the banking of RDOs, and we'd be asking staff to take their annual leave. We have some staff who've worked for us for 30, 40 years and have very significant leave. We equally have new staff who have very little leave, and they're the ones that would bank their RDOs.
Okay, thank you very much.
One more thing, Mr. Mayor. Until this year, we were getting staff to take off 2 weeks, but we've reduced it down to 1 week from here onwards.
I think that's a good idea, General Manager, because if you only have 4 weeks for the whole year.
Yep.
And then you may not be one of the long-time staff members and suddenly half your leave is taken at a time not of your choosing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't,
Yeah.
I'm glad that that's a bit more flexible.
That's the key.
I was only going to raise one thing, but I'll partially say to Councillor Wright that it's a fairly efficient way to take leave because you do get a number of public holidays in there. General Manager, for the information of the public and the councillors, can you just explain how the after hours service works with regard to phone contacts and things like that?
Thank you, and through you, Mr. Mayor. The after-hours service is a service that services several local governments across New South Wales. It's called Well Done, and you just ring the normal council phone number. So it's not any other different phone number. There's no after-hours number to look up. You just ring the normal council number. And we do encourage residents, sometimes there can be events that might require the Well Done people to be, it gets them by surprise. And you might have to hold on for 2, 3, 5 minutes before it gets answered. So we do ask people to be patient. But anything beyond that, please advise me about it and we will follow up with the organisation to meet their guarantee for answering. The Well Done service is very much for emergency after hours services. It's not there as a replacement for council's customer service. So we do ask residents, if something's not a true emergency, rather don't ring that number, rather ring the normal council number during working hours. But to just come back and reiterate, the number to ring after hours and on weekends is exactly the same as the normal council phone number.
Thank you, General Manager.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I believe they're like a triage type of involvement, isn't it?
Yes, so they would ask anyone that rings in a number of questions. And then if it is determined that this now qualifies as an emergency, Well Done then has the number of whoever's on call and tells them about the situation, and on call will then respond.
Well, thank you very much. So how to move in the second, sorry, Councillor Knight.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a quick question. Have we made sure that we've ironed out any kinks from previous years where we may have had any issues in those after hours services? And secondly, will there be enough marketing coming through from Leeton Shire with contact numbers and reminding people of, say, ranges and to call those numbers? Is that going to be coming through from Terry just for people's?
Yes, I'll just reiterate, there's only ever one number to call, and that's the Shire number. You repeat it, just like
6953 0911.
Yep.
0911. So whatever the situation, whether it's a water main burst, a biting dog, if there's sadly someone who's had a loss in their family and needs to get hold of cemetery services, everyone rings the same number, and the person that will answer the call will then contact the relevant person who's on duty. Now, in terms of kinks from previous years, there have been some frustrations. I've been frustrated myself. We followed up and spoken to them around the level of customer service that we expect. We've definitely seen a vast improvement last 12 months and not so many complaints. And when people have complained, I've rung straight away and they've answered straight away. So I'm not sure quite where the mix-up has been, but I can't say it's always perfectly perfect, but it's improved.
Thank you.
Better than all.
Councillor Mason.
Just a comment, and it probably, councillor Nardi probably covered some of what I was going to ask about those improvements and obviously those communications for the Christmas period. Can we maybe, I know it is separate from the item, but could we look at having that put out again just in the coming weeks? Because I know I've noticed of late people are asking for the Rangers number. Oh, I've called it, and then comments, I've called the wrong number. So if there was like just some information that Terry or someone could put out, just to say, just a reminder, out of hours, you can call the ordinary office number, and not just for that Christmas period.
Maybe we
Yes.
could just make it a monthly routine thing that pops up.
Yeah, because the question just keeps popping up all the time.
Yes, we'll certainly do that.
Okay, can it be on the front page of our web page? Can it be?
I think it is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah,
It's in the notice board and everything as well.
yeah.
Yeah, and on your rate bill as well, I suppose, should mention. All right, so we've, any more questions of General Manager in regard to the Christmas shutdown? All in favour of the motion? Good, carry, pass, thank you very much. Right, since there's no motion, notice of motion this evening, we'll move in confidential. So I'll just, thank you, councillor. It's now recommended that council moves into closed council to consider business item 10.1, appointment of community members, councillors to the Financial Sustainability Advisory Committee. In accordance with section 10A-2-A of the Local Government Act 1993, as the report contains matters of and information related to personal matters concerning particular individuals other than councillors, and that the report relevant to the subject business be withheld from access to the media and the public as required in section 11.2 of the Local Government Act. Can I have a move in a second? Moved by councillor Tynan, second by councillor Kidd. All in favour? All right, thank you. Council closes at 7:11. 7:17. I'll thank everybody in the gallery who's not here and anybody joining us this evening. We really appreciate your time. During the closed council, one resolution was passed. The General Manager will now read out the resolution in closed council item 10.1.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Item 10.1 was related to the appointment of community members and councillors to the Financial Sustainability Advisory Committee. That's going to be chaired by Professor Drew. Council has this evening resolved to increase the number of community members from 5 to 10, and those 10 members from the community are Mrs. Gillian Kirkup, Mr. Jamel Amados, Mr. Dale Arthur, Mrs. Carmel Christofaro, Mr. Nalanesh Chand, Mr. Patrick Ferrier, Mr. Michael Pettit, Mr. Adam Mitchell, Mr. Adrian Steele, and Ms. Ashley Webster. On top of that, the council is also approving that sitting alongside the mayor around that advisory committee will be Deputy Mayor Councillor Michael Kidd and Councillor Stephen Tynan, with Councillor Tracy Morris serving as the alternate should a councillor not be available to attend. There will also be 2 staff representatives, one indoor and one outdoor, on that committee as determined by the General Manager. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, General Manager. Right, moving on to, there be no more further business. I declare the September meeting closed at 7:31.